Radians by Gianna Barbadillo and Angelique White. Objective. Our objective is to define radians, explain conversions from radians to degrees, and vice versa.
Radians are a unit of measurement that are derived from the angles made out of the radius. As you can see here, this is the radius of a circle, and this arc length right here is equal to the radius, so by definition that is the radian.
Equations. So to get from degrees to radians, you multiply by pi over 180. And our example is you have 495 degrees, so then you multiply it by pi over 180, which equals 495 pi over 180. And then you don't multiply like the actual value of pi by 495, because then you get like a decimal number. So just to like keep it like clean and in radians, we just like simplify 495 over 180. So then you get 11 pi over 4, and that's radians.
Now if you want to switch it and go from radians to degrees, you multiply the radian times 180 over pi. Our example is 3 pi over 2 times 180 over pi. That equals 540 pi over 2 pi. But the pi's cancel out, and then you just actually divide 540 by 2, and that equals 270.
More practice. So using the unit circle, and the unit circle is the basis of trigonometry. It's just a tool that we use in trigonometry. And it's a circle with its center located at the origin and has a radius equal to 1 unit. The equation of the unit circle is x squared plus y squared equals 1.
Okay, now here's like a prime example of going from degrees to radians and radians to degrees, because to prove it we have 2 pi over 3, which is right here, and then it's equal to 120 degrees. So if you want to do it, you do degrees to radians, which is 120 times pi over 180 equals 120 pi over 180, and then you simplify it to equal 2 pi over 3, which is the same as if you took the radians and went from 2 pi over 3 times 180 over pi equals 360 pi over 3 pi, and then simplify it to 120 degrees.
Another feature of the unit circle is the coordinate pairs, which are like the x and the y's, because you can use that in trigonometry when you're dealing with like sine and cosine, because the x would be cosine and the y would be sine. And then like exercise number 4 says, for each of the following angles drawn in standard position, give the coordinate pair from the unit circle. So like if you had like 225 degrees, then the coordinate pair would be negative root 2 over 2 and negative root 2 over 2 again. And so basically the unit circle works, and it works the way it does because you do everything in terms of pi. So like this is 0 pi, and then like half, like a full revolution would be 1 pi, and then if you go around then this would be 2 pi, and then the whole like circle is like divided within terms of pi. So just to review, we now know what radians are, what they are in a circle, and then we also know how to go from degrees to radians and then radians to degrees, and also using the unit circle to help us do that. And we briefly kind of know what the coordinate pairs are on a unit circle.
Yeah. Bye, Radians.